Hello and welcome to the introductory video on disc golf. My name is Johnny Barba and I will be your host. The purpose of this video is to give you an introductory level understanding of disc golf so you can get out there and chase those chains. So, the first thing we want you to understand about disc golf is the goal. The goal of disc golf is to get this disc in the basket in the least amount of throws. While you're out there playing, you may also see certain rules of disc golf listed on the signs. One of those rules may be mandatory arrows. Mandatory arrows are often called mandos, and you can see an example of them here. With mandos, you have to throw the disc between those two arrows for it to count. If your disc does not travel between those two arrows, you must take a penalty stroke and drop between those arrows. That means if you threw one shot off the tee and you missed the mandatory arrows, you simply walk up to those arrows and you begin throwing there, and you'll be throwing with your third throw. And that is a good lead-in to talk about out of bounds and hazard. If you see out of bounds listed on the hole and your disc happens to travel out of bounds, you take another one-stroke penalty and throw from the last point of entry of your disc. If it is a hazard, you go and throw where your disc entered the hazard, where your disc is, with a one-stroke penalty. Lastly, if there is a lost disc, simply throw from the previous spot with another one-stroke penalty. Those should be good introductory rules to get you into playing disc golf and chasing those chains. The next key topic we want to talk about are types of discs, and we are very broadly talking about the three main types of discs in disc golf. Those are the putter, the mid-range, and the driver. They are similar to regular ball golf, or golf as you may know it, where there is a putter. The difference in disc golf is that you can actually throw a putter. Also, there are mid-ranges. Mid-ranges are analogous to irons. And the driver, of course, is analogous to the driver. Unlike ball golf, the disc is your club and the ball all in one package. And so when you go out and play the course, you want to use a putter. You can throw the putter off the tee, but you can also putt with it at the baskets. Mid-ranges are for those ones that are just outside the range of how far you can throw your putter. And drivers are your big gun to where you can throw them the furthest, potentially. We recommend that you start off throwing putters, then you go to mid-ranges, then you go to drivers as you hone in your form, as we will discuss next. Now, we are to the most exciting aspect of disc golf, learning how to throw that disc and watch it soar through the sky. The most beautiful sight, if you ask me. And so, to throw a disc, you have to learn how to interact with it, how to grip it. So let's go over some basic grips. The first grip that you may know about is the power grip. To do the power grip, take the disc, line it up between your hands like this, and then just wrap your fingers around it. And where those come naturally to rest, inside the rim when you grip it, that is called the power grip. Okay? The other grip that you can do is, again, take your hand, put the disc here in the middle, roll it up between these two fingers. Then just wrap your hands around it. But for this one, I lay the rim of the disc on my first knuckle here. This is a fan grip. You can also fan these fingers out a little bit more. The fan grip, compared to the power grip, gives you a little bit more control while not sacrificing too much power. People like using some form of the fan grip when they are putting, which may involve looking something like this. And so, we are going to go over now the basic of the backhand form. And when you are just beginning to learn the backhand form, I advocate that you start with doing standstills. And so what I tell people to do is, if you're right-handed, now this is going to be backwards for all you lefties out there. This is for the right-handed people. If you're right-handed, what I say to do is get like in a nice athletic position. And you want to take your right heel and advance it just a little bit in front of your body. Then you want to take your left toe and put it equal with your heel. That'll give you some bend in your hips so you can swivel, okay? And then what you want to do is choose one of those grips. Choose the power grip, choose the fan grip. And then you can make the disc just about flat, and you want to reach a little bit away from your body and then come through and spin. Something like this. And so that is a backhand disc form. And so I advocate that you start with those. Those are called standstills. What else you can do is add a run-up. To do the run-up, you add in a couple more steps. So basically, your run-up is going to get you into the position like your standstills. Here's my standstill position, but now I'm gonna add a run-up to get into that standstill position, which looks something like this. That was my introduction to the backhand form for you. Now let's look at a couple examples. All right, now we're on to the other main form in disc golf, the forehand throw. The forehand throw is unique because with the backhand throw, it curves a certain direction. If you're a right-handed player, the backhand is going to curve to the left. Now, if we throw the forehand, which I'm going to teach you in this clip, that disc will curve to the right. Those are very important things, and you will notice them very quickly as you start playing. And so to get into the forehand form, you need to start with grip. And the best grip and the most simplest one to learn is the pistol grip, as I like to call it. So to do the pistol grip, you want to take a nice disc here, and you want to make a pistol with your hand. So take the pistol with your hand. Now put the disc into the pistol. Okay, so pistol, put the disc into the pistol. All right, tuck it nice and close up here in your thumb space. You don't want any wiggle room up there. And then you want to take these fingers and roll them into the rim, okay? I don't want you to do this karate chop motion. I want you to actually roll your fingers into the rim to where the pad of your finger touches that, okay? And now I have a nice grip on this disc and I'm ready to throw it. So when you start off with throwing any form in disc golf, I advocate for you to start with the standstill form, which I'm going to now demonstrate. The standstill form with the forehand begins kind of like the backhand, but now the feet are reversed. You want to take your left foot, if you're a right-handed player, lefties, everything is backwards. This is for you right-handers out there. You want to take your left foot and put it a little bit of a stagger. Then you want to take the big toe of your right foot and line it up with your heel. Something like this. That way you get like a nice athletic form, okay? Then I got my pistol grip. I'm putting it into the disc and I'm rolling my fingers. Now I am ready to throw. And just like that, that is a simple forehand throw. Now, we want to add a little bit of steps into the forehand throw. To do that, we again are going to add a little bit of a hop, but again, look what I'm doing. I'm getting into my standstill form. That's why I advocate for you to start with the standstill, because any steps or any run-ups, as we like to call them in disc golf, goes and gets you in to just your standstill form. So let me show you how that might look. And there you go. That is the forehand throw, and here are a couple more examples. Now let's move on and talk about putting. In putting, there are two main forms. The first form is the push putt, as demonstrated by our friend Cam Summers here. The push putt starts by lining up your stance. You want a nice athletic stance where your body points towards the basket. With the push putt, it's almost like throwing a horseshoe. You want the disc to travel mostly in the air and then come down into the basket. This type of putting stance and style is best for when you don't want the disc to travel too far past the basket if you happen to miss. Sad day. The next style of putting is the spin putt. The spin putt is my preferred putt because I believe it gives me the best accuracy and overall yield of putting. To do a spin putt, you want to line up with your dominant leg in front of you, with your knee almost pointing towards the basket, a little bit more of your hip. Then what you want to do is quickly spin the disc with a flick of the wrist at the end, as you're seeing in these examples. This kind of putt gives you accuracy when there is a low ceiling and you can't get that push putt to get up in the air. This putt will allow you to spin the disc quickly on one level plane. And so the problem though with the spin putt is that if you miss, it's going to go far past the basket compared to the push putt. I suggest you try both of these forms and then decide which one will be best for each situation you are in. Thank you for joining us in our introductory video on disc golf basics. We weren't able to cover everything about disc golf, nor will any video be able to cover everything. In other videos, you'll have to learn about speed, glide, turn, and fade. Very important numbers for you to understand eventually. Moreover, before you head out on the course, I suggest getting a nice bag like this to carry your supplies in. You could also learn about bag tags and playing with your friends. This sport is for everyone of all ages and all skill levels. Get out and throw. Take your friends and all of your family members, from kiddos all the way to older adults. This sport is for everyone. If you want to learn more about disc golf, the two most important ways to do that is by playing disc golf, the most important way, and by watching others play disc golf. I suggest checking out Simon Lizotte, Robbie C, and Dynamic Discs on YouTube to learn more. And with that, we thank you for watching the video. Now get on out there and chase those chains.